Rumble Room, Beatdown Brown, Eddie B. Dirty, dirty, dirty,
Dirty, dirty,
dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty,
dirty,
dirty, dirty, dirty, dirty,
dirty,
dirty, dirty.
Tell the people more about the advantages of our product.
They never lose their cool.
Expand your mind. But I've got a better source of information.
Yeah. Dirty
Yes, sir.
30.
Yes, sir.
Beat
Dirty
down,
30's
bro.
in
My
the
man
building.
Eddie Kane in the house. What's going on,
Indeed.
brother?
We in the building. The merch is in. Please, new subs, and everybody who tune in, y'all can go on ahead and get you a Dirty 30 t-shirt and other t-shirts from our affiliates. Yeah, man, go to TeePublic, TeePublic, and make it happen, man.
Down. Slash
Yeah,
the beat
that's-
down.
Flash the beat down, and get on some of the swag, man. Yeah. You ready to hop in, kid?
Hop right in, man. We ain't got to waste no time with this. No, it's fight night, brother. No, it's fight
Yes.
night. You got to get
Yes,
down with
sir.
it. Get down.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Um,
So right now you hit me with a stunner, man. I didn't know. I don't pay attention to the whole thing about the could have been records. My man
Yeah.
Druski, that fool, man.
Yeah, he's spinning off with this shit, man. Like, I don't really follow him like that, but I like how he's moving. I really like how he's moving.
I catch all the shorts, man, when he be bringing cats in, like he try to get them beside the deals, and it's funny because he uses all his plugs, right? He got his people coming in clowning, and they have real artists, and then they have they went and did the house and had all the challenges like that. They got my one cat, what is it, C Nova, silly as hell. That cat, you see my stuff. I don't podcast her. I just host her, son.
Oh,
that
dude. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah.
Remember, I think I sent y'all in the link. He knocked dude out or whatever. Yeah, that's him. Okay.
Because he ain't no dancer. He ain't no fighter, bro.
It's cooler. Yeah, it's cooler.
It's cooler. I'm cooler.
Yeah, I'm cooler.
That's my cat, man.
Yeah.
I hope he pop up at the fest, man. That's my dude. He's a fool, man.
When you said that, I was like, man, I heard that before, and that's an original dialect. That's some slang for your ass. That dude is on his own. I like that. He on his own.
That's what I
little
said,
path.
man. I don't podcast her, man. I'm a hoster. I host her.
Yeah, I saw this and was like, oh, okay, my man actually bringing it to the masses. Why not, man? Why not run with it? And it's a collab of, like you said,
real artists,
real artists, and also the up and coming comedians, especially on YouTube. So I think that's a good look, man.
Yeah, man. He ain't playing, but he bringing Soulja Boy back out for it.
Yeah,
got Lil Baby coming out for that, as well as, I'm sure, like I said, the idiots from the joint.
Yes,
gonna be on there. DC Young Fly's helping them host. Waka Flocka's gonna pop back out for it. So yeah, man.
Coulda Fest is coming. When was you got the link up? When exactly is that?
Let's see this. Let's see. They talking about we late to the party, dog.
We missed it.
No, we ain't missed it. It's gonna happen on September 7th.
Okay.
At State Farm Arena. I'm getting twisted up here because I'm looking at the pre-sale, which was on the 24th.
Okay.
And then the full purchase for tickets was available on the 26th. But it's September 7th. I was tripping for a second, like, for real? Because that made me look back at the article.
Like we're normally ahead of the curve with these things because we're trying to somewhat plug, put it out there for the folks who are actually in that area who are willing to make that trip. That's a holiday. Yeah, is that holiday weekend? That's 7th? No, that's the following week.
That's
okay,
the following
whatever.
week. That's after Labor Day. But still, it should be interesting, man. That's a silly cat. The whole premise of what he did with the Could Have Been records and the Could Have Been house was on some comedy, man.
That whole
Shorty
thing, he
was
got into
wild,
it a
man.
little bit with Baby and them, right? Didn't he get into it a little bit with him?
Yeah, I think that was for the camera, man. I think
got you. Okay.
a lot of this stuff, Baby understand. I'm sorry, when you're dealing with Druski, I don't care how much cats want to act like they're unplugged.
Yeah.
You know, when you mess with certain people, what's going on before you get there.
I hope so. I hope so.
You
Because
can't
how
make
cats
people.
be, they gangster that way. Then as soon as somebody say cut the live feed or whatever, they, dapping each other up. But they want to keep that so-called persona going on. And it's like, dude, fall back. You know who you're dealing with, a comedian. Stop playing.
I looked at he had the one what was not YMB Melly. Oh no, not him.
No.
But
No, not him.
it was one of these other young cats that definitely live it a little bit more than they just talking it on record. And he was on there, they was playing the game. It was up there's like, ooh, I like you. You look like he was there under a fake name. You could definitely tell who it was.
Okay.
And it's like he's there in the face. Oh, I like you. You real gangster, man. Go ahead and sign this contract. You ain't even got to do nothing for me. Look, what did 1% right here, cuz? What did 1%? It's bullshit. That means you get 99%. Just sign it. Go ahead and sign it. He's like, I take the 1. He's like, nah, man, that ain't what they say. This is bullshit. No. Hey, make sure he gets to his car. Make sure he gets to his car. Don't let him hang around. Yeah, Druski a fool, man.
That's just that was just, I guess, a skit that just kept on, that just kept on rolling, man. He rode that wave, and now he's riding into a fest, which for this generation, I'm glad to see they could parlay it like that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, we know I don't even bother outside of your onesies, twosies, like, oh, this a plant or there's a whole body behind this. It's all planet, man. I very seldom do I believe anymore that there's truly organic people just popping off anymore. You can see certain labels that have that movement and it changes up what's popping off or who's popping off on it. But it's just like, all right, cool. It's fun. It's funny. Now I know he has associations with the Wildin' Out crew. Is he from that Wildin' Out circle or no?
Dude, I don't follow the youngins like that. I think so. I want to say so because I think I saw him on there a few times, whatever. Like I said, I really don't even follow the Wildin' Out phenomenon. I catch it once in a while. Somebody send me a clip, but as to
I gotta love it with
watch the show. Nah, that's not my. I'm cool on that.
That I follow it mainly on clips. I don't have time to even watch it like that. But what cracks me up with the show and why Nick needs to get his props, honestly, there's so many people that popped off because of that show. The whole was it 97 South crew or
90,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the South, the Carlos and and those dudes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Carlos and the rest of them cats, they popped off because of that. I can't think of that one white dude, the comic that everybody's got kind of an issue with. They'd be like, he appropriate. Come on, dog, look where he came from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look where he came from. He was playing that game. And then you got a couple of the shorties that came off that action. It's like, that show has launched a ton of doggone careers, man. So
it's like our day we had in Living Color, with somewhat sketch comedy, and now this is their version of it. Nick is doing his thing, and they doing tours as well. They coming to a city near you. So
oh man,
it's crazy.
It's fire how it worked out for him, man. And I don't know if Druski was like literally just a streamer only and then popped off or what. I know Kai was who's also partnering up with him on this, Cenat. He was a video game streamer, and
I still don't get that phenomenon, man. I miss because I'm not a gamer, and and all these other. You
And
you got to get on Twitch and I was like, dude, I have no idea what the hell you talking about. And
here
it's like they
goes
pay these dudes to play video games. Okay.
here goes where I will admit, and this is I refuse anymore. And it's because the time, I mean, you figure like this. I dedicate how much time a week to between all the shows, what we're doing here. Then doing editing, doing behind the scenes promotions and stuff like that. Then you got music stuff like that. I don't get the game like I used to. So every once in a while, whether it's a case, in my case, it's more so like, all right, if I am going to play a game, let me see if this game is even worth playing. So I'll go hop on, and I got my twos and fews that I watch for certain stuff to like, all right, let's see what's up. Especially I cross platform. I'm trying not to buy a new system. So trying not to buy a new system, I play on PC. And we had a controversy a couple years back. I played 2K. And playing 2K, they wasn't switching it to next gen. So it's like, oh, what the fuck? It's like, okay, well, what's the difference? And so you go watch it, see what's popping. You see cats that's doing mods on like that. You start following certain cats with what they doing. It's like, all right, I check it. Then like they got this NCAA, and I'm like, oh man, it's been some years. I want to fuck with it. All right, let's see if it's even worth. Let's see if it's even worth fucking with. And like you fall into that rabbit hole, especially you turn on YouTube and you walk away. You know what I'm saying? Just running the background. Or I'm editing on the laptop. YouTube is up on the TV instead of throwing on Netflix or something. And like you got somebody rebuilt the squad, and they got a good personality. They clowning. I don't know if you've seen all them clips of like cats up there bitching they complain about doing the recruiting, but they talking like they real coaches or real squads.
I told you, the game had changed for me. It's a
is
little too intense.
That shit is so funny.
To age myself, I stopped at like the first Nintendo, man, because the shit started costing too much for me, for my pockets. And it's outrageous for what shit costs these days. And it never stuck.
As far as the system went, I tried to stop at the Xbox 360, and then shout out to Ill With These, Big Wit, man. Homeboy hit me up. He blessed me with an Xbox Series S. He's up there, he's like, man, I don't even play this one. I got the new one here. I was like, man, you motherfucker. I'm back on the sticks.
Yeah, all he gave you was another bill. He gave you a bill. That's all that was. Man, another bill.
It's like, I'm back on the damn sticks. But it's like cool. I get it, and I get where people, this younger generation, they actually are literally going on. Somebody throw them their hashtag. They actually playing with these cats, clowning with them, getting clowned by them. It's like, oh, well, he got a channel. I'm gonna watch him, see if he clowned other cats while he playing COD like he clowned me.
Okay.
I don't go that far with it, but I get it. It's literally interactive TV because
it's the new arcade.
Yeah, it's the new arcade, but it's new interactive TV too. Because it's like, all right, I literally remember last week, ED 2020 was on COD up there lighting me up, and it's like, that's Eddie Kane. Oh man, this cat, wow. Like, I'm gonna see what he's doing. And then they got other gimmicks along with it, you know what I'm saying? They got their homeboys in the background. I told you, nothing fucked me up more for playing online. And I hit this story and then we could duck up out of here. I was playing 2K online like about 8 years ago. Okay. I'm getting smoked. I'm getting my ass kicked. And I usually don't play with a headset like that. I only play the homies.
Okay.
So it's like to be playing something different. I'm sitting, I'm like, all right, I got the headset in. I can hear a little bit of stuff going in the background. I'm hearing laughter and stuff. Finally, I realized, like, yo, I don't know. Maybe it's a little kid, man. I'm hearing from the other side. Maybe it's a little kid. Nah, man, I didn't heard him talk. I think it's somebody old. I'm like, damn, old? Nigga, I'm in my 30s. What the hell you mean old? Dog, I was getting smoked by a little 13-year-old chick from Brooklyn, man. I was mad as hell, dog. I was like, man, I ain't never going online again. How the hell I'm getting my ass beat like this, man? And like, I get PTSD. Cats be like, oh, yeah, man, you want to go to the park? No, fuck that shit. Got my ass beat and clowned by a little 13-year-old girl from Brooklyn. Mad as hell.
miss me with all that, sir. I
Yeah,
don't need
man.
that. I don't need that stress in my life right
No,
now.
hell
I'm good.
not, dog. I
I'm
told you
good.
that was grand opening, grand closing. I ain't been back
Nice.
playing on live since
Nice.
then, dog.
My man Beatdown was like, man, fuck Hector.
It's like, you laughing
Fuck
at my ass?
Hector.
And like, I'm so glad there wasn't no streaming back then, no game streaming back then.
Yeah, it'd have been a wrap for me. It'd have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap.
Yeah, I ain't supposed to get folded up like that. And if I get folded up like that, it ain't supposed to be by no doggone little girl, man.
Yes, indeed, man.
Nah, but shout out to the brothers doing their thing. You was about to say.
Oh, I was about to roll into the next topic at hand. Them goddamn Cypress Hill, man. The fucking
man.
Simpsons. The Simpsons. Let's go with the Simpsons first off. Did they not predict this?
Dog, it's wild because it's like we always say, oh, the Simpsons don't be predicted that. The Simpsons don't call. And it could be a case of people ran with the gag after it popped or whatever, but whatever,
This
man,
ain't
it happened.
Yes.
It happened.
This is something different. This was like spot on. Like, God dang, I mean, the whole thing, and that's what everybody, when I saw it, it was like, damn, this is dope. Sorry we jumped in a little bit ahead. No, I'm saying we jumped in a little ahead. The Cypress Hill is performing with
London Symphony Orchestra.
Exactly. Sorry, I was going to say the acronym, but yeah. And the first thing that popped in my mind was The Simpsons. I was avid Simpson watcher, and I remember that episode. Man, the shit was hilarious, and and I could only just see that instead of them actually performing with him. I just actually only could see that episode in my head and was like, oh my goodness, they did it again. I forget the list that they put out. Somebody put out a list. It was on YouTube or TikTok, something, on all the predictions from the damn Simpsons that came true, and it was like, that's kind of spooky, just a little bit, like how these cats are just playing around, writing these little, doing these episodes, and the shit just popped off. They thinking they just, poking fun, but yeah, this shit actually fucking happened.
Dog, it's crazy how that stuff goes on, and then it's even funnier with it because I listen to all the new albums that come out. At least I try to, and try to stay up on top of it. And like you heard me shouting that. Well, we were talking about it. I said Blue and Evidence went and dropped that new album, and they had that joint The Land. And what made that song so fire was they flipped the sample from How I Could Just Kill a Man with Chubb Rock, just the two of us. They did a twist up. It's so hard, dog. It's so hard. I will drop a link to it in the chat.
Oh,
but
I slept on that. Okay, all right.
Okay,
that
track fire.
Okay,
but what happens is, I think Sin Dog is the one that's on the interlude talking about how they made the song, because the song itself wasn't what there was a whole nother song called Gunplay or something like that. They explained it on the song, but they took part of the verse and just threw it on the hook over this beat, and that's how you get How I Could Just Kill a Man. It's like,
anytime I hear that, man, I just think of, remember Juice.
Yeah, man.
And that, God, I mean, the soundtrack alone, we're going to do something on soundtracks, but back to this, Cypress Hill doing their thing. Yeah, man, they came out the gate on fire with me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, who is it in his tone?
Yeah.
Nobody sound like him in the game ever,
It was funny because you get him coming out and Sin Dog up there with the contrast with the deep voice like this. But at the same time, both of them are kind of doing that throwback hip hop, doing the radio voice kind of thing. So it's like it wasn't the normal rapper tone, which was, as we saw for the Far Side and like that, was quite an LA thing with doing the voices while they rhyming. But that action was so hard. They were hard. The rhymes was hard. The beats was crazy. Muggs was a nutcase. Man. Actually, that the land took me down a rabbit hole by accident. I don't know what streaming service you got, but my streaming service, when it get to an end of an album, it'll actually take that track and make a playlist based off that track. So I got caught in a Muggs rabbit hole because it all the Soul Assassins joints, and I stopped paying attention because, you know, for a second Muggs was kind of like on some I'm trying to sound like RZA stuff, and it's like, all right, cool, but you ain't RZA, and it wasn't hating. It was just like you could tell when it's like, this is what I like from you, not over here. This action. So when I jump back into these Soul Assassins albums, I'm hearing all the guest verses like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So yeah, shout out to Cypress Hill and everything about him, because dog, Cypress Hill, I remember, if I recall correctly, was it 1 year before Wu-Tang was Cypress? Was it Killer Man?
Yeah. Yeah,
it was like Outkast and Cypress was this year, and then the following year was Wu. And it was like so doggone crazy because, like, if you want to talk about three groups that literally just blew the lid off of what hip hop sounded like. Because everybody, especially we was coming right out of the New Jack Swing era. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of our favorites was still rhyming on Teddy Riley beats. You know, no hate there or anything like that. But you were coming out of that New Jack Swing era. You had Black Moon there and all like that. And all them cats was there. But they was still kind of like real New York. They wasn't a phenomenon. It was just like, all right, if you like New York hip hop, you gonna like these cats. And then Cypress and Cass was up there's like, wait, these cats is from where? And it ain't Cube, because, you know, Cube and all them was on that Bomb Squad stuff, so it sounded like PE records. You know what I'm saying? NWA is G-Funk, but it's still, okay, that's everything that Too Short and the rest of them doing. To sound so different from the West Coast there, that was crazy. And then Outkast coming from the South, and it's not no Luke stuff, it ain't nothing
at
else.
all. At all. Exactly, because that's what we thought of. We thought of the South. It was Luke. That's all it was, that booty music. And we was like, hold on, man. Atlanta doing their thing. Because back then we didn't even think necessarily like the Ghetto Boys, you know, we didn't even put them in the category. They was just the Ghetto Boys. We ain't even talking about they coming from the South. It was just the Ghetto Boys, but Outkast put a stamp on we coming from the South. You know, they made the point. Yeah, it was. They made the point. It's like, and that's funny because a lot of your West Coasters, like, no matter how they were associated, how they put stuff together or whatever, they weren't making a big deal either to be like, oh yeah, we from, every once in a while they shout out their hood or whatever, but yeah, for the most part, it wasn't any big ring off like, yeah, we from the West. So for Cass to really be like, yo, no, Atlanta, realize this Atlanta. And then to turn back around, like I said, the following year and the Wu come out, it's like, and it was funny because on some stuff like De La coming from Staten Island, you know what I'm saying? The fuck is Shaolin? You know what I'm saying? These cats like, we gonna throw a flip on it. We gonna name our stuff different. We gonna run with it different. Like, the fuck? So yeah, that's wild, man. So that whole little cluster, that like year and a half right there was just epic and rolling stuff over. This is why our standards are so high. You know what I mean? Because if we don't like what we're hearing right now, we can always go back into the crates. You know what I mean? And relive it time and time again. That's why it's so frustrating when you only get like 15 to maybe 20 seconds with my ears. That's it. If it on a good day, you know, I already know. Yep. Skip. Skip. You ain't even listen to the hook. Skip. I play a little bit nicer than you, man. I play a little bit nicer than you. I can't, bro. We older now. We ain't got that kind of time to bullshit. I need to, get in my zone. I'm sorry. I don't need that shit in my life, man. Next. And it's like it all sounds the same. Like you said, if I put on Cypress Hill, it damn sure ain't gonna sound like no Cast album. Nah. You know what I mean? So, and Cast damn sure ain't gonna sound like no Wu-Tang album.
No.
So
But
that's what I'm saying.
what's nutty with all of that, like I said, Farside and Cass both being that time frame.
Oh
I'm not
God.
me and Farside and Cypress both being from that area and being around that time frame. You couldn't have had, and I understand you got Q-Tip involved there with
Dilla.
Farside. You got Dilla involved with Farside. It's still far cry from what Too Short was dropping, because I think that was during the time of Get In When You Fit In. Yeah.
Okay.
So with Get In What You Fit In, and
Let's just say, whenever we talk about hip hop, Too Short was relevant. How about we just say that? You pinpointed, you pinpointed that an album. He's been relevant, not just in the game, but relevant. Seriously, him and 40. They've been relevant in each fucking decade or each era. So yeah, I'm glad you pointed out that.
Short's a little bit crazier because Short goes back. You gotta figure Short was dropping records before Hammer came out.
80s, early.
Yeah,
late 80s,
late 80s. You
Easy.
got your first Short album. What was that? Shorty the Pimp came out like 89, 90.
That was Shorty the Pimp, and then what? Life Is.
Yeah.
Like that was shit.
I don't think it's 88. I don't think it's 88, but I know for a fact.
Oh yeah, he was definitely out before Hammer, and he was just underground. When I think of underground, it's Short. He was, to me, the blueprint. But and
then to go from that, you got NWA out there. They was probably on second album about the time Short was going on. Well, first album to our ignorant asses, because we ain't from there, is you had NWA and the Posse over there that we wasn't necessarily hip to. And then you had what's the first album? Straight Outta Compton. So once Straight Outta Compton hit, which is what hit all of us, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, who's this group? And then it's like, oh no, dog, NWA and the Posse was out with Arabian Prince and all them before that.
That's why we didn't get it until we got the tapes. Remember, we didn't even get the movies back then. Like, you got a cousin, in Cali or whatever. Like, man, y'all see Beach Street? Y'all seen such and such? Like, man, what are you talking about? I mean, there's a hip hop movie. Like, man, we ain't get it yet, But that was then. We didn't. It was word of mouth, or somebody then slid you a tape.
Yeah. So you got just the crazy differences, and that's honestly, even to this day, looking at cats coming off the West. The West is always nutty to me, man. Even if it's just the case of the labels going and grabbing people from other places and bringing them back to the West is nuts, because it's just like the way that they organize and pull in talent is so wild, man.
And it's not just the West; it's North, South. California. It's a different beast. It's like, hold on, man. All that is still Cali. You know what I'm saying? It's just different sections. Just like, the NYC, you got, like you said, it's Shaolin and De La. You know what I'm saying? You got Eric B. and Rakim. All, you know what I'm saying, in that neck of the woods. And it's like, damn, but it don't sound like Woo. It's like, it's crazy. It's all right there, but it's completely different.
And like you said, Squad. And like you said, with Cali, going all the way from just below Washington and Oregon all the way down, and all those divisions, you got, when you look at, that's a Bay flow pattern right there. And I had to start really looking at that like, that is.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Or these cats don't literally, like how we kind of mess with the South. I told you, I went out there to go visit my sister and was like, oh yeah, I want to catch a Kings game while I'm out here. She's like, okay, so we gonna go catch a flight up to go there, because ain't nobody driving 7-8 hours and then talking about they gonna go in the arena,
right,
and sit there and then drive back. So we gonna catch a flight, stay the night, and then come back. I said, that's like, oh shit, I didn't do the logistics, because she down in LA County.
See, exactly. So that part.
Hell, shout out to the boy Fears, talking to Fears about linking up with one of our other peoples to work on music out there. He's like, yeah, man, that's like that's like going to Toledo from here, man. I'm like,
that's a hump.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's a hump.
But I'm like, you in LA County and he in LA County. It's like, do you know
Different.
how big LA County
LA
is?
is exactly.
I was like, because I'm not so dumb where I'm like, oh, I know LA and LA County are two different things, but it's like, I'm like, y'all in the same county. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that ain't my honing.
Exactly. Like I said, hell, I may be closer to Fears than where you was trying to send him and shit. Like, yeah, he's better off coming, to where I'm at. We can meet halfway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Rancho,
wild, man.
yeah, Rancho is right there on the outskirts. So
Yeah,
man.
It's wild. But yeah, shout out to Cypress. Glad to see this go through. Shout out to the Simpsons for killing it yet once again, man. So I need them to go ahead and predict it. Dirty 30 in the Schwable Room is the biggest podcast series of all time.
All time.
Reporting $8.5 billion in sales annually. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that.
Please put that out there. Yeah, we will take the the back end of y'all want to do cartoon figures of us. Please go for it. Get my people to talk to your people, and we'll make that happen.
I mean, you pretty much already got you getting them phone calls, and I need to know what's up. How you getting them phone calls, and I'm not getting them phone calls.
I'm just saying we got to make that happen. Put it out there. Just speak it into existence.
You just coming back off of a SpaceX flight with you and DJ LOH, man.
Oh man, see, leave alone, man. I'm trying to network with Elon and to get those folks who's over at the the space station back home, man. It ain't about me now. I'm trying to get those folks back home, man. That's another story.
Hey, well, we thank all the subscribers, and if you haven't already, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I know I know I'm stealing that statement, but in all reality, get people in. We need to grow the channel. We need to keep it there. Share. Like, yes. Subscribe, yes. But share. For real. Keep everybody coming in. We thank y'all. We love y'all. Peace.